Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a very good day. So finally guys, Pottermore is open. It just opened early this week, I believe. You know, I first found out through Tumblr. I want to mention the awesomeness of Tumblr, especially if you're following those that have the same interests as you. You'll find out the latest and greatest news on everything that you like. So when I first found out that Pottermore was open Sunday night, I signed up right away and I was hoping to get started right away, find out what house I'm in, what wand I have, and read all of the details pertaining to the Harry Potter series. And so this video is pretty much a Harry Potter / J.K. Rowling video. I'm also going to talk about her new book that's coming out later this year called Casual Vacancy. So let's get started right away guys. So Pottermore finally opens. I was super excited and I just went through the sorting hat process and finding out what my wand is just this afternoon, and it was super exciting. I definitely have to check back and reread the details about J.K. Rowling's book and how she came up with all of her different ideas. You know, I read a couple details and chapters of how she came up with concepts, so I thought that's really cool. What you'll find out when you first sign up for Pottermore, Pottermore will generate usernames for you. What I like about the already generated usernames is that there's just a Harry Potter consistency throughout the whole site. There's going to be so many users using the site, there's not going to be weird avatars or weird usernames. So yeah, so I think the avatars and the usernames that are already pre-generated is a really good key feature of the site. As far as the site goes and how it's working at the moment, I'm really liking the animations that go along with each chapter. It was kind of difficult navigating my way looking for certain things. You know, collecting items is pretty easy, but I was worried I might miss something, but I believe you could go back and reread things you might have missed. I think that's really cool. And the only thing about the website is all the reading, how users generally use websites. It's a lot of clicking and looking and browsing and just trying everything out. You just want to click and just go. So make sure when you're starting the website to just read, go through, take your time. But yes. Anyways guys, let's get into what wand I have, what house I'm sorted into, and I was super excited. And you have to answer these questions truthfully. You know, there were a couple of questions that were very easy to choose from, and there were other questions that I really had to think about. And so as far as the wand that was chosen for me, my wand is 11 inches long, I know, and the wood that was chosen is Larch, the core is unicorn, and the flexibility is rigid. So I thought that was really cool and I'm super excited. And finally I named my wand and it was super cool. It was awesome. You guys are probably wondering what house I was placed into, and so let's talk about the sorting hat process. And I was super excited. I was astounded and amazed. I really had no idea which house I was going to be placed into. I think I could have been in any one of them. For me anyways, I thought my most likely house I would be placed into was Hufflepuff, and probably an unlikely house I thought I was going to be placed in was Ravenclaw. I think Ravenclaw is awesome. One of my favorite characters, Luna Lovegood, is in Ravenclaw, but I didn't think I was, you know, book smart. As far as the questions go, I thought the questions were really well done. Some of the questions were kind of abstract, others you could kind of tell where they were going with the questions, but for the most part I really enjoyed the sorting hat process. And so I find out that my house I've been placed into is Slytherin! I know! I was so surprised. I like laughed and yelled and it's like, whoa! I had no idea. Kind of, a little bit. I kind of had an inclination that I might be put into Slytherin because, you know, I had that ambition to do a lot of great things. That's kind of what Slytherin is all about, and I was super excited and I'm so proud to be in the Slytherin house. I'm super excited. Seriously, it's like insane. Does that kind of shock you guys a little bit? Kind of? Yeah, I'm speechless. You know, I have to give a shout out to my fellow Slytherin members that I know of anyways, and that is Leanne from LeanneJaseyRae and Martha from I Love Reading 65. So hey girls, how's it going? Slytherin. I will find you and add you guys. I believe you can add anyone to your friends list on Pottermore. My username, if you'd like to add me, is AvisWolf968. Slytherin, Larch, wand, unicorn core, 11 inches. I love that. That's hilarious. Anyways guys, that is all the news I have as far as Pottermore goes. Oh, I'm so psyched to be in Slytherin. It's going to be awesome. Snape. You know, we have Snape in our house. Come on. We have Tom Riddle too, but, you know, we don't talk about him. Yes, we do. Okay, so as far as Pottermore goes, go check it out. You know, let's have some fun. Let's have a good time. Let me know if you're already in Pottermore, what house you've been placed in, what is your wand. Now let's talk about J.K. Rowling's new book, Casual Vacancy, which is coming out later this year, I believe in the fall. And it's totally different from the Harry Potter series. It's definitely the complete opposite of what I was expecting, at least. I didn't think the genre would be too far from the fantasy genre. But then again, I wasn't surprised that she is doing something completely different. I think it's great that she's doing something that people aren't expecting. What I love about this book that I'm really anxious to see what it's about is that it's quite opposite from the Harry Potter series, from the genre and the whole setting. You know, the Harry Potter is definitely magical, but there's a lot of down-to-earth characters and relationships. And what's cool about this book is that the setting is very down-to-earth, something we are familiar with, but I'm hoping that the characters, or there's some element to the story that is very surprising and not what it seems. What J.K. Rowling seems to, you know, have a knack for is presenting things in a way that definitely not what it seems. What I loved about the Harry Potter series is that you connect with the characters and everything is fully realized. With this book, I believe this is a standalone book. So with this familiar setting, J.K. Rowling has this opportunity to develop characters and the plot. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's everything, guys. I hope you're excited for Pottermore. I will leave all of my Pottermore details in the description bar below. Check it out. And I will talk to you guys later. I will have a new video up hopefully later this week on the Princess Bride book review and movie adaptation review. I'm looking forward to that. I love it so. It's amazing. But we'll get into that in the next video. I will talk to you guys later and have a good one. Bye.